We are live.
We were talking about those coins from Final Fantasy IX, the astrology coins.
Yeah, how many were there total? Because of all the signs?
12.
12. That's right.
12. A cornucopia.
I remember the first time I went to that section of the game, I was like, I'm going to do this. And I didn't. Then I had to go back a second time. Anyway.
Yeah. I had to use a guide for it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, as you do.
Because I'm not going to walk behind a rock.
No.
I'm not going to walk behind every rock.
No. That would take too long. That would take 500 hours.
Yeah. We can talk more about Final Fantasy IX, though, because that's going to be what I've been playing this week.
Yeah, I've been playing something this week as well.
You'll have to wait.
You'll be happy to hear what I've been playing.
I can't wait to get there. But first, Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the After School Special Club podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Mary.
And this is your show for video games, commentary, and stories from our stupid little lives. Coming to you live every Saturday, except for today, because it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Where we do our double feature. Which we'll be doing today, but it just happens to be on Sunday this week because we had some last minute stuff come up yesterday. So, but yeah, how was your week so far?
It's been really good. I've had a lot of time and to do things, I guess, make lists. Also, I signed up for a voice acting academy. So get the ball rolling in that direction. I'm super pumped for it because there's this YouTuber that I really like, whose name is VO Journey. And he does really good explanations of like how to get into the business if you're fresh, if you're new. If
you're a babe.
If you're a sprout.
Oh.
Yeah.
A little bud.
A little bud sprout. But
a little bean sprout.
I'm really excited because I looked it up and I was like, you know what? I could afford this. Because a lot of voice acting, like what I've heard is you have to get trained, obviously, for it before you start really putting your voice out there.
Yeah. And
also another tricky thing to do to navigate while you're starting out as a voice actor is making sure you don't sign up for things that are not legit and or good for your career.
I was going to say, because you want to be careful not to get your voice attached to things that are not good, right?
Yes. So they teach marketing. They teach like how to navigate that. They also teach how to like promote your voice on ASX, which is this audiobook website. Anyway, I'm just really excited because my first lesson was how to build a studio in my closet. Because that's where I'm going to be doing all my recording. I'm going to be in the closet. I'm going to shut the door. I'm going to have like a little fort set up, a little like light, a little flashlight. My cat will be scratching it. So it'll be crisp, except for when
you stop talking, it'll be.
He wants in so badly. I'm like, it's okay.
And then when you open it, he's like,
He's like, I don't. Oh, this?
Oh,
this again?
Oh, it's just the closet.
Oh, why are you trying to be a voice actor? You suck. Walks away. You got attitude.
God, that's what I do in my closet. Not voice acting, but like if I need to record like isolated vocals, I go in my closet because it's like.
Yeah, it's the best place, especially if you don't have like a room designated for it to be a voice room.
Yeah.
It's the best place.
I guess I could use this room that we're in, which for anyone not listening, not watching. For anyone not listening
or watching,
they're watching the YouTube video, but it's muted.
For someone who's never heard of this channel, who's not watching.
If you're not watching, we have a little studio set up in my side room in my apartment. I could use this room, but this room is not as soundproof as my tiny closet. Yeah, there's so many clothes in there.
So what you're saying is we should move to the closet. Our show.
We should.
Yeah.
We would have to sit cross-legged across from each other, like with our knees touching.
And be like, hi.
And we would have to talk really quiet because we'd be so close.
It's the whisper show.
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the After School Special Club podcast.
My name is Mary.
Wow, it's just like the olden days.
Yeah,
of the
olden
podcast.
days where you couldn't hear me.
Oh my God. Which reminds me of Mary and I had a movie night on Friday.
Felt like a kid again.
Right? We watched the Silent Hill movie because we wanted to see if it still holds up. And it kind of does.
I think it does.
Compared to what else is out there for video game adaptations of movies, like it was cool too. Like, because I don't know if I like at the time when it came out, when I saw it, if I clocked all of the references to the games.
Yeah.
You know, even though like I had played them, I think like I had refamiliarized with myself with them more recently. And so then when we watched it again, I was like, oh, I get it. Oh, I get that. Oh, that's a callback to this game.
Yeah. And it's like even the locations, like they'll sneak in things like in the locations of the scenes. And I'm like, hey, that's exactly where you are in Silent Hill 1. The bat comes at you.
Yeah.
Knock it out. I remember that scene.
And the monster that sprays acid on what's her face, the police officer.
Yeah,
in the second game.
The police officer keeps confusing as a human being. It's like, how
Right.
can you confuse that gelatinous monster with a human being?
Right.
It's like, sir, stop.
It doesn't have arms. It's like.
She's like, sir, stop.
Although it is really cool because when I remember like the last time I watched that movie, like I don't know, like 10 years ago or something, I'd also watched the like making of, because it was back when like DVDs would come with like behind the scenes, and it was like so cool to watch that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really cool, like seeing all the prosthetics and stuff, and like because all of those monsters and like the nurses and everything, those are people obviously with like a ton of prosthetics and like skin suits.
Skin suits.
Woo!
What's the new
I love saying skin suit.
the new
Like,
design?
I'm sorry, I swear I'm not like a serial killer, but I love saying skin suit.
Sure, you're not. Okay.
Okay.
We believe
You're
you
like,
on that one.
that's interesting coming from someone who loves the game The Medium.
Yeah, Skin Suits by Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and happens to run a shop out of his apartment called Skin Suits by Chris.
Yeah, and people keep disappearing mysteriously around you. Am I next? I
Cut
hope.
the camera.
Help me.
But no, we had a really fun movie night. We watched Silent Hill, and then we ended up rewatching like a lot of our old episodes, like parts of them, because we were like, basically what happens is we record an episode and then we forget like everything that happened in that episode.
Yeah, it's like we go black. It's like our memory just goes blank.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were like, what did we talk about in this episode? And we were like trying to guess. Mm-hmm. And it was actually really fun because it was also cool to see like the progress we've made in terms of structure. Because oh my God, those old episodes, we'll keep them live for posterity's sake. But like if you go back and watch episode like 6 after watching this.
Yeah. You can't keep up. You can't keep up with us.
No.
You know? It's just like, blah, 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 one thing, no next. Which is kind of, we do still do that to a certain extent, but there's more control.
Right.
Now.
We sing less though, which I'm not happy about.
I know. Maybe that was the alcohol.
It probably was. Because we also both used to drink heavily before
Mm-hmm.
when we were recording, and now I don't even have a drink
Oh
today.
my God, Chris, you're drinkless. You might as well be naked. You're drinkless.
Whoa!
Chris without a drink.
I mean, it is like being naked. I'm exposed. I'm dry.
I'm exposed to the air. I'm dry. You're not married. Marry out.
But yeah, that was probably the highlight of my week. As of today, it is 11 days without cigarettes.
Good job.
I'm gonna keep
Congratulations.
counting every episode.
That's awesome. And the app too that counts down the days, right? You talked
Yeah.
about that previously.
Yeah, so it's like every day when I unlock my phone, it tells me how many days, and I'm like,
That's so great. That's
it's
amazing.
great. I feel amazing.
Oh, good.
This is the crazy thing, right? Is like when you're sick, or like when you're smoking or like doing drugs or drinking too much, you don't like, after a while you become numb to the effects it has on your body. So it's like, it's weird, all of the like positive side effects that are noticeable from
that's
stopping
cool.
only 10 days ago or 11 days ago.
That's really cool. Like, what do you notice? What do you notice most?
I can breathe.
Well, that's good.
I can breathe out of my nose. So the thing is, like, I used to wake up like congested. I was like constipated. Constipated in my nose.
I gotta go.
I gotta go.
Blow my nose.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
No, yeah, I used to wake up like super congested and then would stay congested because I would smoke all day. So now it's weird because it's like I can just like breathe out of my nose.
Well, that's good. Look at that airway. There's air coming in.
There's air going in
Yeah.
there. Wow.
Yeah, before it was just like,
It was like,
no, yeah. Well, that's a relief because like I hate it when I have a cold or something,
Yeah.
or when I'm like stuffed up and I try to sleep. I just can't.
you can't.
Because it's the worst. Because then you have to sleep with your mouth open. Then in the morning, it's like chapped and like
Yeah.
your mouth is so dry.
Terrible.
Oh, let's not do that.
Yeah, so that's been great. I've been coughing less, obviously. My energy is up.
Oh, that's good. That's the best. That's another
the best part.
Yeah.
Like I've been motivated. Like I was not motivated before when I was smoking, and now I'm hyper motivated.
That's good.
I think it's also because I've used it as a springboard. I mentioned this last time, but like a springboard to start being healthier in general.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've been eating better. I've been eating fruits and vegetables every day,
Nice.
every meal.
That's what the doctor said.
Yeah.
That's what my personal doctor has said to me in the past. And I
Well,
was
that's what my doctor said, because she was like, eat vegetables. And I was like, okay.
like, eat your veggies
And I was like,
in
okay.
a threatening way.
Yeah, she was holding a gun to me when she said it.
She like unwraps like a broccoli stalk from like, the medical, like it's like
single
a
one.
medical,
Yeah.
it's a medical tool. She's like, she gets her gloves out. She's like, I'm gonna give you this,
And I'm
or
like,
you have to sign for this.
you have to pay. You
Yeah.
have to pay for this, and insurance does not cover it.
She like eat it. If you don't eat it, you're going to stay here until you eat it. It's supervised broccoli eating.
And then when I eat it, I get like a fun Band-Aid.
You're like, here you go. And your face just slaps you.
But yeah, so that, I mean, and I've also been like restricting myself to take out 1 day a week. So I think all of those things combined are just making me feel better, which is great.
Yeah, it's amazing, like the habits that you were talking about earlier, like the habits you get into and breaking some of those, just the relief that you get from doing even one or two of those things, especially multiple things at the same time.
Right. So now I'm feeling super motivated. The next step is to take my laptop to the Apple store so I can get it fixed so I can start working on stuff again.
Yeah, you got to go to the Apple doctor, not just the doctor.
Yeah, guys, I am so mad. I don't think I talked about this already, but I spilled coffee all over my MacBook. It's only a year old. It's brand new.
It's painful.
My last one I had for 7 years and did not spill a single goddamn thing on it. And then I'm pissed because I started editing stream clips again. And I was halfway through an edit of our first gas station simulator video, which was so funny. And I cut it so well. And then I fucking knocked my coffee over, and I was irritated because it was covered. Like it had a lid, but the lid was not secure. So it just popped off and went whoosh, like a slosh.
Oh no, my heart hurts.
Yeah. And so I was like, ah!
Yeah.
And then immediately like picked up my laptop, like unplugged everything and like turned it upside. It was crazy actually how coordinated it was.
Yeah.
I blacked out. And when I came to, my laptop was just like turned upside down on my bed. And I was like,
what just happened?
There's just like coffee dripping off my table and like my pants were soaked. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Was it hot? Question.
It was hot, but like not scalding.
Okay. That's one relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have spilled scalding stuff on myself before when I worked in the kitchen on my feet. Yeah. So I was pretty upset. And then I've been delaying going to the Apple store because it's one of those like tasks that is always going to be annoying, like no matter what.
And it's like not just the fact that you're going to the Apple store, it's the people at the Apple store.
Yep.
I'm not talking about the employees per se. Sometimes, but it's the clientele.
Yep.
Because they are, sorry. I'm an Apple owner too, so whatever. But I feel like Apple stores, like you get the like rudest and or snobbiest and or like just people you don't want to be around. People I've noticed.
And and also like I don't know if it'll be super busy now because I know like whenever it's like vacation time for tourists, it'll be super packed because Apple products cost like at least like 30% more in foreign countries. So they come here and buy Apple stuff. That's a legit thing. Like my friend who's from Brazil was telling me, he was like, oh, in Brazil, like a MacBook is like $4,000. Like the equivalent, like $4,000 or like $3,000 for what would be like $19.99 here.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good deal to get a plane ticket.
Yeah.
Right over just for Apple, like go on an Apple spree, shopping, fly back.
So, but yeah, it's just like, I know it's going to be annoying and it's like, it's out of my way. So I'm thinking like, I'll just like take it to work with me because there's an Apple store close to where I work. Just like do the damn thing.
Yeah, do the damn thing. Do the right thing. Do the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want my laptop back. And then the reason I've also been delaying it is because I have the laptop that we record the podcast from. So it's like, I need my MacBook, but it's not like I'm without a laptop.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't like using the Asus.
No, you gotta have
as a personal computer. It's just so chunky.
Yeah. And like you got for editing and things, Mac is just so much better.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining how they're going to fix it though. Imagine like a Mary Shelley, like Frankenstein thing where like they hook it up and it's like, it's alive.
Well, I'm curious too, just
$7,000.
Right. Because that's my next thing is I'm curious to hear what needs repairing and what doesn't. Because I don't know, like, because MacBooks are like sealed. Like you can't fuck with a MacBook like you can with a PC. Yeah. So it's like, I actually don't know the layout of the hardware inside because I spilled my water from the right side. So it's like whatever.
Oh, that's so funny. The right side is where I spilled my smoothie.
Yeah. So I spilled it from the right side. So whatever is damaged it's going to be the stuff on the right side.
That makes sense.
For the most part. I'm sure all of it is damaged, but
yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what actually got damaged. So hopefully it's like, oh, we only need to replace like, I don't know, like the GPU or something.
That would be nice. Yeah. That's a finger crossed. Just one finger crossed.
Just one finger crossed. Yeah, because I mean, if it's like I have to replace like 1 or 2 parts and it's like $800, fine. Because that's like cheaper than buying a new one.
Yeah, I think anything more than $800, I would just buy another one.
Yeah.
It's funny because a couple days after you told me that, I spilled my smoothie on my MacBook.
Same person.
Yeah. And I had the same reaction. I like screamed and I was like, ah!
Yeah. And then you scrambled.
Immediately I scrambled. And then Buddy, like, he jumped up. He's like, oh my God, what's happening? But it was so funny because it was only on the right side where the speakers are.
Yep.
And I like wiped it off immediately. And then I like did it upside down, as you do. And then it was fine. Yeah. I guess like it needed the smoothie. It was nutrients.
Yeah.
Even though it had pineapple and I'm allergic to it and I was drinking a smoothie that I'm allergic to. Whole other thing. I was like, today is the day. Because at first I freaked out about that working perfectly. Then I was like, my throat.
My throat's closing.
Look at the back. Pineapple.
Wow.
What a day. Anyway.
Dirty.
Did me hurty.
I'm hurting.
I'm hurting. What about the news, though? What about the video game
Should we jump
news?
into the news? That's enough about our personal lives.
I think we should talk about some things going on in the world.
I also haven't looked at your notes, so I'm excited to see what you're going to talk about because I have no idea.
I have looked at your notes.
What?
Yeah, I looked at your notes without your permission. Wow. Even though you can see when I've logged in on the Google Doc.
Yeah.
And you can see that I do it, but...
Yeah. Well, so I'm going to call the police. But not before I read the news.
Yeah. You know what? I could take my time going to jail. I'll take my time.
Yeah. Let's why don't you hear me out real quick before I call the police? Okay. So this first one, I know you're interested in. It's about Stray.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are like Mary or myself, you have quietly been awaiting the release of Blue 12's new game, Stray.
Oh, yeah, baby.
However.
However.
However, IGN reports that Stray has been delayed further and into the summer of 2022. That's this year. That's a couple months.
Yeah. Okay. That's not bad.
Because I read that and I was like, bah! But then I was like, wait, it's almost summer. I was like, it's May.
Like, sorry, guys. But no, it's a typo. They really meant 2023.
Yeah, I'm like, shit. So in a tweet from April 28th, PlayStation sneakily revealed that Stray will be released this summer alongside 2 other indie games, We Are OFK and Cult of the Lamb, which, if I recall, both also look really good.
Yeah, I've heard about We Are OFK because I watched that video because it was in the PlayStation showcase.
Yeah.
But I don't really know much about Cult of the Lamb. So,
yeah, originally Stray was slated to release in 2021, but will instead release soon.
It's better than never. Better than later.
Quote unquote, soon. And the developers really haven't given us much more information as to what people should expect from the game since its original trailer in 2020. Yeah. It's true. There have been like no updates. All we have is that trailer.
Which is kind of scary. It's kind of scary. I'm not going to say.
But also, what if it's the best? What if it's game of the year?
I know. And I'm not the type of person that pre-orders. And I always tell people to wait to buy things a couple days, for reviews to trickle in.
Right.
I'm buying this day one.
Same. Sorry.
It's a cat. You're the cat.
You're a cat.
And you're in the future.
Yeah,
you got a backpack.
Cat. You're a cat.
That's all you need. If the game's shit.
I just keep saying that. I'm like, you're a cat.
You're a cat. You're a cat.
You're a cat.
And if that's all the game is and it's trash.
Fine. Yeah.
Money well spent.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
Because basically what we know so far is only that it takes place in a cyberpunk world and you play as a cat accompanied by a robot named B12, just like the vitamin.
Just like BB-8 almost from Star Wars.
Disney's like,
That's why they're delayed. Lawsuit.
Ooh, just kidding. That's not true.
No, it's not. It's not true.
And the goal is to find your way home. And so IGN describes it as, quote, a third-person cat adventure game set amidst the detailed, neon-lit alleys of a decaying cyber city and the murky environments of its seedy underbelly.
Ooh,
this is why you have professional writers, because, wow, what a description.
Yeah, and that's actually a beautiful way to say this place looks like shit.
Yeah, welcome to Shit City.
Welcome to future Shit City.
So I personally can't wait for this game. I've been excited for it since we saw those previews. Also, 2020 was when we saw those.
That's insane to me. I mean, I can't believe we've been doing this for over a year now.
Right.
In the first place. But
that means the previews came out before we've been doing this.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
And I think we talked about it on the show probably in 2021 when they did the updates.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to go back and look through those videos and see when we talked about it because I'm sure we were excited.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have on Stray. I just wanted to give you a little update about that.
Yeah, it is kind of strange that it's releasing so soon.
But there's
in the next couple months, but there's nothing.
Which I kind of like. like low key.
Mysterious.
Because it's like, it's going to be an indie game, so it's not going to be that expensive, I feel like, hopefully. Yeah. So I'm like, fine if I spend money on it and I hate it, like whatever.
And I feel like Kenna and the Bridge of Spirits, I keep changing between Kena and Kenna. Anyway, I feel like Kenna is kind of changing what indie games can be.
Yeah.
So like expectations now, because I'm like, yeah, I played Kenna and it was like a AAA game pretty much.
Yeah.
If you didn't know it was indie developed. And then I feel like Stray could also look pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it on Stray. Now, let's talk Final Fantasy.
If we're not talking about the old Final Fantasies and we're talking about the new ones, what are we talking about? We're not talking about Stranger of Paradise, right?
No.
Even though that deserves its own episode, honestly. With the plot
well,
line.
I haven't played it yet, so I don't have much to say, but I will play it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about Final Fantasy 16 real quick.
Ooh, the one that I don't know anything about.
Away.
Yeah, the one that got away. Actually, I've seen the trailers for it. I'm the one that lost my interest.
Yeah, the one that lost my interest. I also feel the same, but I'm a little bit more reinvigorated after... Whoops, I just deleted everything. There we go.
Chaos.
Yeah, I'm a little more reinvigorated after this. So it was revealed recently that Final Fantasy 16 is in its final stages of development.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like
but we haven't seen anything of it in like a year.
And I don't know if that's because they're afraid to show things by like the public's eye.
Yeah, they listened to our podcast and they heard us criticize it and they were like, "Oh,
we can't do it now.
We simply couldn't release this game."
It's like they just released Final Fantasy 15. They slap a 16 on it. They were wearing like wigs, like different color wigs, and they changed subtle things. They're like, and the plot line's like a little different, but not too much different. And I'm like, I think I've played this before.
I'm like, this seems really similar.
They're like, Final Fantasy 16. It's not 15.
That's the tagline.
That's the tagline.
But yeah, so this news comes not in a traditional press release, Mary. Oh no, not in an announcement video either.
Oh, well, not surprising. I didn't see it then.
Exactly. It came actually from an interview with the director Naoki Yoshida in a magazine excerpt from the clothing line of, I think, Square Enix or of Final Fantasy. I don't remember specifically.
Oh, wow, deep. That's a deep dive.
Yeah. And so Yoshida, who also directed Final Fantasy 14 Online, claims that it will be a different experience than 14. The story is more fleshed out and focuses on the individual player. So he is quoted in the magazine saying the following. We're in the final stages of development for the new numbered game in the series, Final Fantasy 16. We aim to deliver a comprehensive game full of story and gameplay. Unlike an online game that involves many players at the same time, Final Fantasy 16 offers a different experience where it focuses on the individual player and immerses you in the story.
Yes.
I think it's a very fleshed out story. For those who have grown up and realized that reality isn't kind to you and have drifted away from Final Fantasy, we hope that 16 will be a game that can bring back a new passion that you once had with the series.
I love that. I love the way he said that.
Yeah, he's like, if you realize that being an adult sucks.
Yeah, and you're a zombie out there going straying from Final Fantasy. I love how he's like,
it's just a work-life simulator.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow,
he has a tie, like a suit and tie.
But also a giant sword.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, and then thank you to Aitai Kimochi on Twitter, who translated this interview and gave us that nice English translation. Mm-hmm. So in July of last year, Yoshida also revealed that the story and the English dub were almost complete, but that the game was being delayed further due to COVID-19, just like pretty much everything else.
Yes.
He also teased a big reveal due sometime this spring. It's spring. Where is it?
It sprung.
It is sprung.
It left.
Shit.
Yeah.
So it may not be long before we get more news on Final Fantasy 16, as well as a potential release date.
I want to be hyped. I want to be hyped for it. And I think what he said about people that have gone away from Final Fantasy, like in the later Final Fantasies, I think it's very telling that I'm not the only the only diehard Final Fantasy fan that's strayed away from this series. I keep saying stray. Bringing it back in.
On my mind.
Yeah, it's on my mind. But I definitely feel a little bit less engaged than I used to. Kind of the same with Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I am interested to see what it is like. Yeah. But aren't they... So what is the story? I'm blanking on the storyline, but isn't it like there's a war or something and there's like this group...
When isn't there?
Yeah, that's true. There's like a group...
like every Final Fantasy game, there's a war.
There's a war. There's a woman. There's a man.
Yeah, there's a crystal.
Characters.
There's magic.
There's HP. Sometimes.
There's MP. Sometimes.
Yeah. Magic players?
Yeah.
Magic players in there? What?
What?
But I remember seeing like vividly but not vividly, kind of like jointily there. A group of guys and they're around like a campfire. And I was like, is this Final Fantasy? That's why I was like, is this Final Fantasy 15? That's why I joked about it. I was like, it looks exactly, it's like a group of guys and they're just hanging out, just chilling.
In a fire.
In a fire.
Say in a fire.
But I remember the plot or the script was like pretty comical.
Yeah.
In the trailer, which I'm excited for.
Because also, yeah, like we haven't had any updates, so we don't know what it looks like now. We don't know what the story is.
Yeah.
So I'm excited because I also love story dense games, as you know.
Yeah.
Which Yoshida says this is going to be one. So I'm very interested. Hopefully the story is good. Unlike 15. What?
Yeah. The 15, which I skipped. I skipped all that storyline. And I skipped Final Fantasy 14 entirely because it was multiplayer online.
Yeah. Nope. Don't care about it.
Yeah. So I'm glad this is not that.
Yeah.
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 All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see on that. Jury's still out on that.
Yeah. So 2022 also marks the 35th anniversary of the franchise. So 16 will be the first mainline release since 2016 when 15 was released, which, hello, that was like 6 years ago.
Oh, it's so long. Why are we getting older?
Like
Do I have wrinkles, really... Chris? I feel like I just got a lot of wrinkles.
Well, I'm currently in my casket. So I'm dead.
Do you have room? Because I couldn't afford one.
No.
Damn it. Shit. I'm out of casket.
Yeah, I can't believe it came out 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane to me.
We must have... Wait, that means that one of the first things that we bonded over besides Final Fantasy 9 was probably we both were playing Final Fantasy 15. I just had like a memory that awoke inside of me of us at work with one of our other coworkers talking about Final Fantasy 15. And I think that it was like I butted in or something because like you two knew already that you liked video games, but I don't think we knew that about each other yet.
Oh, that might have been because I was like, I don't know what I was working at that time, but or if I even was, maybe I wasn't even working.
You were just hanging out.
I was just hanging out, like
unpaid, just making cakes.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah. No, that's cool.
I did also unearth because I was going
Planet
through,
Earth.
Yeah, I discovered
just
Earth.
making sure. Just making sure.
No, sorry, side tangent. I unearthed an old schedule from that time period as well.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Right? Because I love being like, oh yeah, that person. But then we I think for a long time never actually met because you were scheduled like 2 days a week and they were always on my off days. So I don't think we ever met for the first like few weeks when we worked together.
Oh yeah, because I remember people talking about you, but I was just like, I've never met him. I don't know. Yeah,
and it was because you were working like Friday and Saturday or something, and I would have Friday and Saturday off. And I was like, wow, that's so funny. And there was like when the schedules are printed on color paper.
So you just heard things about me from other
and I was
people. Like, do you remember anything like anybody said?
No, I don't ever remember
what people say.
No, well, about like no, I don't ever remember like my first interactions with people.
Oh yeah,
because of social anxiety, and so. That also means that I don't usually have a first impression of people.
Oh yeah, that's actually kind of a cool thing though, because I feel like a lot of first impressions are bad.
Yeah, I feel like my first impressions are bad. Like when people meet me, they're like,
I don't know. I thought you were cool. I thought you were a cool guy.
Wow. Well, we can circle back to that.
Yeah. Time will tell. Jury's still out on that.
Jury's still out on that one. Anyway, Mary, it looks like you have some topics.
Yeah. Do you remember Reggie? Reggie from Nintendo of America.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, the meme machine.
Yeah.
Well, he said some stuff.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Which we're going to talk about.
Should I click this link?
No. You can just scroll down. You don't have to click that link. That was just for posterity.
That was just, so I could remember.
Yeah, so basically he talked at the SXSW panel, and he's the former boss of Nintendo of America, and also former vice president of marketing there. Mm-hmm. And he basically said that blockchaining is a good idea in video games. And he went on to say something that actually put it into a frame of mind for me that I'm like, maybe it will be. Maybe it will be a good thing. But basically during it, he specifically brought up the much loved Animal Crossing New Horizons to make the point. And this is what he said. I say this is a player where I may have invested 50 hours into a game, 100 hours into a game, or there are some games where I've invested 300 hours.
All been there.
Oh, yeah. When I'm ready to move on to something else, wouldn't it be great to monetize what I built?
Well,
He continues.
He continued on that one.
Mm-hmm. I bet I'd have some takers here today. If I wanted to sell my Animal Crossing island from the latest Nintendo Switch version, I'd like to be able to monetize that. Blockchain technology embedded in the code and into development would enable me to do that. Now, Reggie is not in the same position he was back then.
Yeah.
However, he's had so many years in this business,
right,
with marketing specifically, and he knows what he's talking about. And I feel like this is going to be like the future.
Yeah.
And what he said about, I've spent 50 hours, I've spent 100 hours, I've spent 500 hours in a game. I have been there. Mm-hmm. What would it feel like to make money off of it?
Well, so yeah, because I was just thinking about, there's two save files that come to my mind. Both, and one of them is a Kingdom Hearts save file. The other one is a Final Fantasy 12 save file. Mm-hmm. Where the Final Fantasy 12 one, I think I put 280 hours into getting like everyone to level 99. I got every single weapon. I got every single weapon that you have to like go and collect parts for, and like all that stuff. I beat all of the optional bosses. I did all of the summons. I did all of the quests. Like I 100%ed that game. And then same thing with Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, which I played in Japanese. So I have the original one. So I actually don't know if I have access to that save data anymore, but I had a file that was same thing. Like everyone's level 99. I have every single item. I've done every single side optional thing here and there. I've explored every area. I've defeated all the optional bosses, like the data organization members and everything.
And like, what if in this world, right, you did all those things and some other person, let's say me, I'm not saying me in real life, but hypothetical me is like, I don't want to do all that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go get that Keyblade. Like, it's going to take forever. I'm doing other things.
I don't want to defeat Sephiroth to get the Fenrir Keyblade.
No, I don't want to do that. That sounds like a long time. It sounds painful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay this person however much money off this blockchain to get that item.
Yeah.
And it's essentially cheat codes without having cheat codes.
Right.
Because in a way you're purchasing something, you're kind of doing it in a back alley kind of way.
Right.
It's credible though, if it would be a thing. But I feel like that's really interesting. I hadn't really thought of it from that point of view before.
Right.
And at the end of, so he added one more thing at the end. He said, in the end, it's got to be good for the player, but I see an opportunity. So yeah, I agree with him. It's got to be good for the player.
Yeah.
However, I do like the idea of me not specifically like going after all these crazy things, but still being able, like Elden Ring.
I was just going to say this would be so lucrative for Elden Ring.
Yes. And I think players would honestly love it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the Elden Ring community is already very talkative, and they're already ready to be with each other and like be with each other.
No cares.
But no, like be like helpful to each other.
Right.
And that's proven by so many articles and things that we've read. Just imagine like being able to get the highest weapon, right? That would take you maybe a year in real life to get, and just be able to get it. Right.
Or or be able to like buy runes from people. Be like, I want to buy like 500,000 runes so I can level up like 10 levels.
Yeah. And the people that are doing this, the people that are like putting that much energy and time and
they deserve to be paid.
They do deserve. That's a job.
That's a job. Honestly, farming runes in Elden Ring, like that's a job.
It is a job, and I'm very interested to see if that would ever be a thing for that game, because I think that would be cool.
And so,
awesome.
What is the but then what is the like benefit of the blockchain itself? Like that it's tied to you, so it's like you are always credited with that, and like you have a list. You have a history of like selling people your work.
It's basically like. I'm like putting it eBay, but like, with eBay, you buy something and you have like ratings and reviews from people. Sorry, there was a noise up like on the ceiling.
My neighbor just comes crashing.
Reggie's like, blockchain. But yeah, so essentially like you're tied to it. So you probably will get reviews. Like, let's say that you said that you have this weapon and somebody wants to buy it off the blockchain from you. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that you actually lied and something else, and you give them a crap weapon, right? Yeah. And they're like, oh, I spent all this like money on this, and then they're going to give you like a negative review. They're going to like try to report you and things like that. I'm sure it's going to be similar to that type of thing.
It's just such an interesting thing to ponder. Like imagine if you were like, because I'm also just thinking about the logistics of it, right? Because you can't obtain, for the most part, for the kind of weapons that people would seek out, through these means where they don't want to do it themselves. They're probably weapons that you can only obtain one of in a game.
Yeah.
So you would have to create dozens of save files if you were selling this specific weapon to people. Dozens of save files, put in that amount of work every single time. Or, I mean, I guess you could have... Maybe I shouldn't talk about this because I'm like, this is like a good idea. Because I'm like, or you do what I do. Like, I just did this with Final Fantasy IX, where I entered Memoria and I haven't played yet, but I created a new save file so that I have a base. Because for that part of the game, it's timed. And if you don't beat it in time, nothing happens to you, but you lose access to some of the Ultima weapons.
Yeah.
So I created a specific save file where like everything I've done up to that point is saved. So if I fuck it up, I can just restart the area.
Oh, yeah. I've done that with Final Fantasy before, too.
So I'm like, same concept would apply for here, right? Like I could literally, using that same example, be like, oh, yeah, like I have all the ultimate weapons from Final Fantasy IX because and then I have this one save file where if I just want to farm those weapons for people, I just load that one every time, get the weapons and sell them.
Yeah. That'd
But
be
again,
great.
that would be a job. Like I could do that for more than 8 hours a day.
And you could stream it on Twitch. Like, seriously, like people on Twitch would probably very much benefit from this blockchain because they're already promoting themselves. They're already out there. They already have a fan base, like some of these really big Twitch streamers, and they do it as a living. They do it as a full-time job and being able to make more money off of it on top of the money that they get from donations and other kind of things. So it opens up a whole other market, which...
I mean, like blockchain aside, this is a very lucrative idea.
Yeah, seriously, very lucrative. I don't know if From Software is the kind of company that's like, yeah, let's go in on the blockchain because they seem kind of like under the, I don't even know what the word is for it, but like rogue. They seem like rogue. They're just like, we're going to do what we want to do.
Much like the content of their games.
Yeah, seriously.
They're like
yeah, they're going to do what they want to do. They're not going to be influenced by anybody, I feel like, because they haven't been influenced. I mean, they've been influenced by games, you know, making their game, but they haven't been influenced to change their game based off of other people's perception. So I honestly think that if there was going to be another game like Elden Ring, though, you know, blockchain.
Right. I guess it would just depend on that, company's position on blockchain because it's still a very contested
very much so
thing.
And I think companies, you know, not just like, because I talked about Reggie talking about this, right? And he's no longer really with that whole scene right now.
Right.
But companies, Nintendo's been thinking about it for a while. They said that they were interested in doing it.
Yeah.
Sega said they were interested in doing it. Xbox, like all these things they're willing to do it, right? They're putting the resources. There's probably teams that are devoted to doing this for them.
Programming it and researching it. And, yeah.
So we might see it. Like we might see some blockchain stuff like by next year. Who knows?
Ooh.
And I don't know, like I'll be riding on that PlayStation like subscription, like the top tier like.
I'm like, I need you guys to help me pay off my top tier PlayStation Plus subscription.
Yes, and related to the subscription, the next thing, it's a very short topic, but
I almost chose this as one of my topics.
Oh, and great minds think not alike. Very much alike, but PlayStation. So. Let's start over that.
Rewind.
Yeah, rewind. PlayStation 1 and PSP games are starting to appear on the PlayStation servers. And of course, they're gearing up for there being access to PlayStation and PSP games on there, which I'm super down for. Like, I love retro. And plus, I missed out on so many PSP games.
Yeah, we talked about that. Both of us were like, we never PSP.
Never played it. So I'm really excited to see what they have on for there. But 5 games that have been spotted so far are Mr. Driller, Tekken 2, Ridge Racers 2, Worms Armageddon, Worms World Party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, live it up for Worms, man. Worms is out there.
Worms. It's the year of the worm.
It is the year of the worm.
Everybody squirm. Year of the worm.
Year of the worm.
Get turned.
Nice. You should dress up as a worm and go to a rave.
I'm just like...
Do the worm. No, I know. Everyone's like, do the worm. And you don't.
I'm like...
It's like, that's what you're here for.
What? Why are you here?
Yeah, but okay, what is Mr. Driller?
I don't know.
Do not know.
I'm like, what's Tekken?
What's Tekken 2? It's a sequel to what? What's Tekken?
What's Tekken?
I know Ridge Racers 2. That's good. Tekken 2 is good.
And the worms.
Yeah, people are obsessed with worms, though. There's a lot of worm lovers out there. And I'm not talking about the ones on the ground. I'm talking about the video game worms.
Yeah.
And there's like communities online that play it every week, and they like compete and like other kind of things. It's huge. I never got into it.
Yeah.
But that could be coming. PlayStation 1 game, which is really exciting. Of course, they're not going to put like Silent Hill 1
Right.
like on here.
Right. Of course. Well, of course not.
No, they gotta like.
They're never going to.
No.
They know that we want it, so they're like,
No, we're not going to give that to you. It's like I'm really scared that this is going to be like the PlayStation Classic, where they picked those games for that. I'm afraid that they're just going to do the same thing with this PlayStation subscription, but I'm hoping not, because they're going to have more options.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have whatever, like 400 games.
That's what they said.
That's what they said.
Holding them to it.
We are. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. And that just means that we're going to see more and more.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be programming this in. It's going to be seen by people on the interwebs.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to know before it releases.
Yeah.
Much to their discretion.
Right.
And it's like, rah, they got me again.
God damn it.
Every time there's like a PlayStation Plus, what games are going to be this month for free? I always see it before they're free. Yeah. Like the couple days before, and then PlayStation, by the way, these are free. And everyone's like, we know.
We know. We already know. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. It's a game that I don't want. Cool. Thanks, cool. PlayStation. But anyway, I'm excited for that. I'm going to get that, and I'm excited to see what other games they're going to leak.
Yeah, I can't wait to see just a list of everything that'll be available, considering my subscription is going to be upgraded anyway. Mm-hmm. And I will be investing in the top tier just to suss it out.
Yeah, you gotta.
I got to.
We're PlayStation elitists.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited to see, because there are a lot of old games that I really want to play, and I do want to like play some PSP games.
Yeah, I want to know if they have that. I talked on a previous episode about this random PSP game. It was like about a high school. It was like a dating sim. Yeah, and I don't know the name of it. If that's on there, but I'm not even gonna know what it is, because I don't know what it's called.
You're like, I'll know it when
I see it. I'll feel it out. But yeah, so that's basically it. That's all I had for this week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I put this. We don't have to do this. Oh, there's two what we've been playing. So I was so confused.
What we've been playing. That's two of us. That's two of us saying it. What have we been playing?
Yeah. What have you been playing this week?
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Woo! And I'm almost at, I want to say I'm almost at the end. Like,
what part are you at?
Well, I'm after the part where all the Keyblades come to life and they're like swirling around, and you're using all the spirits from past Keyblade holders to kill the big ball of Heartless. Cool. So I'm to that part. And no, actually I'm past that part, because I beat evil Riku.
Oh, good.
And Ansem ran away. And then he's like, I'm chasing after Ansem. Yeah. And it's like, why do we always have to separate, Riku? Why can't we just stay together?
God. Yeah. They never learn.
Yeah, they never learn. He's always got something to prove to Sora. He's like, oh, by the way, I'm going to leave. He's the one that got away always.
Okay, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I need a cigarette.
Yeah, I need to go get some cigarettes.
I'm like, Sora's like, what? This is a G game or PG game.
We can't smoke in this.
He's like, oh, I'm a rebel. I'm the rebel one.
But yeah, okay, so you're past the part where Sora will all of them canonically die.
Yes, all of them.
That's what I was holding in that week when we talked about it, because I wanted so bad to be like, they actually killed everyone, but because it's Disney, they can't be like, oh, they're dead. Yeah. Yeah. But it's like, no, like they're all dead.
Yeah, and it was really like
and you're talking to spirits.
And you talk to a plushie. Yeah. The plushie's so cute.
The plushie is so cute.
And I love that world, because when Sora dies, when they all die, tragically.
I have to be like, they die.
Like, they do die. They do die.
They're dead.
They're dead. But they can't say the word die, or like, they're like, you're just in between. Yeah. You're just like, when people come here when they're not there.
You don't have much longer.
And it's like, it's like, just say that I'm dead. Say I'm Bruce Willis. Say this is Sixth Sense. Right. But I love the area that you're in I guess heaven, because Sora might be in heaven. Right. Who knows? And it's like clouds, and like you're walking on air, and like it's just so pretty.
Cool. It was, the design was so cool.
And then that E.M. Fish, like what's that artist with all the stairs leading into each other? E.M. Fisher or E.M.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's the artist. You know what I'm talking about if you know art.
Yeah. That part reminded me of Control.
Yes. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. It's just like you had to chase a bunch of Soras. And I was like, I did not know that I needed so many Soras in my life. And I don't know if I want
100 or something.
A lot of Soras.
It was annoying.
Did you catch all the Soras? Did you catch them all?
I did.
Gotta catch them all.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Because I only got the number that I was supposed to. And I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, you're like, that's it.
I'm done.
Actually, I might not have, because I feel like if I did, I probably would have gotten something.
Yeah, that's what I was tempted. I was like, I'm gonna catch all the Soras because you're gonna get like the Sora sword.
It's just a sword. And it's like his head on the top.
Yeah. He's like, ha! And he says like Sora lines like friendship,
light.
And Mickey's like, the door to darkness.
The door to darkness.
But I didn't, because you know what? This would be good for blockchain.
The door.
Somebody, the door. Also,
hold the door.
Oh my God, sidetrack from that. Mickey, like this whole, like I cannot take Mickey seriously.
I can't take any of them seriously.
No, especially Mickey, because like that voice, and there was one part where like they were surrounded by Heartless, and they're all in like a circle, and he's raising up his he's raising up his Keyblade. His Keyblade. Unlock those doors. But it is funny because he raises it up kind of like a penis, and then Riku touches it.
Oh yeah.
He grabs it.
He's like,
no, Mickey. I was like, wow, what's going on here? The innuendos. Because I feel like they're trapped. Like they want so badly to tell dirty jokes or like adult humor, but they're trapped. They
partnered with Disney. They brought this upon themselves.
Exactly. So the raised Keyblade,
the closest
they can get to it. But yeah, he was about to like do some kind of time spell or something.
Oh yeah.
But it was gonna like take all his energy away or something. And Riku's like, no, don't do that. We gotta save it for the final fight. That's what Riku sounds like.
Sounds like.
No, Mickey, we gotta save it for the final
sounds
fight.
like a dopey skateboarding teenager.
No, bro.
No, bro.
I'm gonna find Ansem. I'm gonna find handsome Ansem.
Handsome and the door to darkness.
But afterwards, like Mickey was like, oh, and he got so serious, like, oh, and like his head went down, and I was like,
you're like, I hate this.
You're not selling it.
You're really not.
You can't sell me depression. Not with that voice.
I'm actually depressed, so I know.
You can't sell it to me. Yeah.
Woo!
Oh God. But yeah, that's what I've been playing, and I think I'm almost at the end. Am I almost at the end?
Yeah, you probably have like another hour and a half.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And I kind of know how it ends because of what the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer was about. But you know what? Honestly, it's really hard to follow the storyline. And
true.
There's so many names and places and things they're talking about that I'm just like, at least it's beautiful.
That's true.
Because the transitions in this game, when they like go to a different world or they go to a different area, like when they come back to life and they're going through that crevice to get to the maze place, the transition that says like where they're going, the area, beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So gorgeous. Like with all the keyblades like hitting and then it parts and it turns into sand.
Yeah.
I was like,
You're
oh my God.
No, hold on.
I want a video of just the transitions in this game. The style is out of this world.
Yeah, the style is gorgeous.
Yeah,
it just sucks that the plot is terrible.
The plot
and
is
the acting.
It's like a soap opera with
really
like
is.
Disney characters.
Yeah.
And that's messy because there's so many.
Yeah. But the end is fun when you get to fight all the organization members again.
Yeah.
And they're teamed up.
I'm not hating it. I'm not hating it so far. It's been fun.
And yeah, the ending is cool.
But besides that, I've been just playing Kingdom Hearts 3. I've fallen out of Elden Ring a bit because I feel like when my life is so busy, I feel like Elden Ring is going to be kind of on the back burner. It's always going to be there. Yeah. But definitely back burner for now.
I'm the same way with it, where it's one of those games that I don't think that I can play when I'm really busy in my life, because it's a game that requires so much out of you.
Yeah.
You know, where I'm just like, I don't want, like, where if I'm like putting so much effort into my day to day, I don't want to sit down and then put the same amount of effort into a game. Like, I want to have fun. Yeah. And it is fun, but it's a lot. And so I have also not been playing Elden Ring. I have been playing Final Fantasy 9. Yeah. Because I was like, I need a break from all the games that have been coming out recently, and like wanted to go back and play games that I love from when I was a kid. And I had a save file of 9 that I was like halfway through, that I started like 2 years ago and just never finished. So I picked that bitch up. And I just have to say, God bless for like the recreations of those newer games where you can do like the 2x speed.
Yeah, that's a beautiful invention.
Because I've just been like, for the parts where I grind, I've just been like 2x speeding. So that it's just like battle after battle after battle, but it's really fast.
Did I tell you how I grinded in that game when I replayed it with the with the cheats, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the dragon.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah. You park it in that, wherever the area is. You park it in the area.
Outside of the library.
Yes. You go up the thing, there's a waterfall thingy, and then you just dragon.
Just run around the dragons every time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, whoosh.
That's what I do.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing as well. Well, I need to go back and do that now that I'm at the ending dungeon. I guess it's a dungeon.
I mean, in Final Fantasy, they're all dungeons.
They're all dungeons.
In like a mental way.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It is a mental dungeon.
It is.
But yeah, that's another game that like the ending is my favorite part. From like Terra through the end of that game, so fun.
Really good.
So beautiful.
Cinematic too.
So hard.
Very hard.
Very hard enemies. That's why I'm like, because all my characters are around like 35, 40 level.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I want to get everyone at least to like mid 40s before I like take on Memoria. Because also I want to get it. I want to finish it before the time limit.
Yeah.
Because I want to get all the weapons and all of the goodies.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been working on. And I did play, actually, it was funny because I transferred my save data for some games from my PS4 to my PS5 as well. So because I finished Kingdom Hearts 3 and then was like, oh, I want to play Kingdom Hearts. I also had a Kingdom Hearts 2 save file.
Oh, cool.
That I've been playing a little bit of. So there's that.
How does Kingdom Hearts 2 feel now?
Oh my God, I love it still.
Yeah, I feel like 2's my favorite. 2's good.
2's
like,
good.
2's a solid game.
Holds up still. Like graphically, because it's the remaster that I'm playing. So like graphically, it's really good. And it's like peak like voice acting for all the characters, like peak story, where it was like before it got all convoluted.
Yeah. And
it was still relatively easy to follow. Wow. Back when it was only like 3 games. Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wow. That's the whole thing with like, they've made too many games because the story, like someone who like doesn't play all the side games. I played Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
But all the rest of them I haven't played.
Yeah.
Just the storyline. I think for 4, because he's going into this new world, I think what they should do is axe all the story. Just get rid of all the story. No story.
Just
like
no
start
story.
playing
just straight gameplay.
clean slate. Like the characters can still exist, right?
Right.
But like all the story is gone.
It's gone. It never happened.
Because it's a new world and he's in looks like New York City.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a slice of pizza. And he's gonna just
work
live
a
it
job.
up.
He's gonna work a 9 to 5.
He's gonna work a 9 to 5. He's gonna be overworked.
Yep.
He's gonna complain about it all the time.
Yep.
He's gonna be a stand-up comedian by night.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's gonna do a video game podcast.
Yeah. And just get rid of all that. Just get rid of all the names. There's too many names.
Yeah, the thing is, like, there's too many like auxiliary games. Like I think, and you don't need to play them now. But they made it sound like for Kingdom Hearts 4, you're going to have to understand some of the lore from like the mobile games.
Am I?
And I'm like, I won't.
No.
But that's fine. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, because I also have only played the mainline games, Chain of Memories and Birth by Sleep, which is which is what I feel like that's what you need. Mm-hmm. That's all you need.
Yeah, Chain of Memories is a good game.
Chain of Memories is a good game. Like good. I used to hate the fighting because like fighting with cards.
Yeah.
But like you get used to it and like it's better. The PlayStation port is better than the GameCube version, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although I would like to play the Game Boy version, Game Boy Advance version, just because I would like to see remember what it looked like.
Yeah.
Because I played both. Like I played the Game Boy Advance version, and then when the port came out in like 2007 or something, I played that as well. Mm. They're both fun. It's cool because you have voice acting in the port. So
yeah, it's really cool. So do you think that Chain of Memories is your gateway to Magic?
No. Because that would turn me off from card games.
Okay, that's fair.
But what I did like about it was the like pseudo roguelike structure of it, where it was like each room was randomized depending on what card you would use to unlock it.
Yeah, that was fun.
I liked that.
Had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a cool concept.
Yeah.
Important to the plot. Because it fills in some holes.
Yeah.
Like why Sora wakes up in a pod in Kingdom Hearts 2. That's
right. That's true. But honestly, I probably wouldn't have questioned it. I'd be like, all right.
Well, that's the thing is like, I feel like that's kind of a masterful way that they've structured those games where it's like, I didn't question that when I played Kingdom Hearts 2, but also because that was the first Kingdom Hearts game that I played. And then I played 1, and then I played Chain of Memory, so I played them entirely wrong. Mm-hmm. But it's just like you wouldn't question it. Like it's just set up like, oh, this character wakes up and now you're playing as him. And that other character that you started as, bye-bye for now.
For now. And they learned what Metal Gear Solid 2 did for that franchise and the fans. And they were like, we're just going to let you play as Roxas for a bit.
For a little bit.
Don't worry. You're going to be Sora.
Don't worry.
Anyway.
Yeah, because I remember, because also there was like, people were like, where's Sora?
Yeah. I feel like they were having flashbacks of MGS2. if that was released. I think it was released before or during. Anyway. But yeah.
That's it.
That's all we have for today. Thank you for listening to us talk, reminisce, talk about the news.
Talk about the news.
Talk about the nude news.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. You can tune in live every Saturday, except for today.
We'll call it Saturday.
We'll say Saturday, unless things happen as they do. But every Saturday on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/afterschoolspecialclub. For the podcast, we take a break and we do our double feature. So we come back and we play video games. Whoa!
The games. The galore.
Wow, we're continuing to grow our gas station empire. We'll be doing that today.
I'm excited to see where it is now.
I love that. I love that game. I don't know why I love it. It's so fun.
Such a good game. Like it's better than Anyway,
you'll see.
Yeah, tune in. You'll watch it.
And then if you can't watch us live, that's okay. You can watch our videos on YouTube the following week. Mary does a great job of editing the podcast. So you can watch on YouTube and you can also listen to it everywhere the podcasts are available.
Isn't that great?
That's wonderful.
Don't you want to do that?
You know, it would be better if they left a comment.
Yes.
Or
that would be the best.
If they liked our videos, or if they left a review on iTunes.
That would be the holy grail.
Yeah.
I would give you a holy grail.
Yeah.
Because I have
the holy grail. Mary has
the holy grail. The holy grail. Anyway, thank you for your support.
Yes. Thank you as always. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.